Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are now live for the second race of the evening from Kyalami for the Coach Dave Academy sponsored SOP Motorsport event, and Twitch Wake is on pole position. He will lead them around to begin this race as we wait for the green flags to go, and they do indeed drop, and Twitch Wake is the first one to lead them round into turn 1. Into turn 2 they go. He is your race leader, but Militant is looking at the inside then. Is he going to get that inside line? Twitch Wake closes the door. He's holding the high line. Militant looking at the inside. Can he make it work? He has to back out of that one then, and tuck in behind Wake at the start of this field is Ruster Rebel. I just noticed at the rear of the field's got a drive-through penalty already, so did he jump the start? We can't have a replay and we can't find out what happened there, so we'll have to wait and see what's happening in the stewards later on. So Twitch Wake does lead them round then. Militant is there in second. THKKR, ADS, ENTDI, ERS Chromedix, AJS 000, Shark Zulu, NTZ and Ray Steve make up the top 10. And just outside the top 10 then we've got Jamer, Storm Loaded, Matt, Ruster Rebel, Hater Spray, Hagee, Dash, Texas, Mr. Death Zone and Jay Watso bringing up the rear of the field in the BMW machine. So I'll ride on board with Wake then. The number 55 Porsche machine leading them around for the first lap. Militant 95 is all over him though in the Audi. He's breathing down his neck as they're just pulling the gap now to THKKR then. He's brought out a new livery for today as THKKR then. Looks to be the chrome blue on that number 14 Porsche. ADS is there in P4 in the Bentley machine, followed by ENTDI. He usually drives the McLaren, so he's decided to switch it up and jump into the Porsche machine. He's running the same livery as THKKR then, so I wonder if they're on the mics together running team orders and whatnot, as the Lamborghini just looks up the inside, Chromedix, as this is a tightly bunched field then for race number 2. Right on board with Chromedix in the Lamborghini, the only Lamborghini out there this evening. The number 48 machine's holding off Shark Zulu in the Mercedes. So AJS, NTZ and Ray Steve are your top 10. Right on board with the Mercedes man, Ray Steve. The 987 machine then is a big gaggle of cars there right from the front of the field. There's less than a second that separates every single one of them right down to 13th place. So tightly packed is this field for race number 2 as we ride back on board with Militant then. He's hounding Twitch Wake, is Militant 95. He's looking for way past in that Audi machine. But the Porsche machine is leading the way. We had a Porsche winner in race number 1 and there's a Porsche leading race number 2. But Audi is sandwiched between the two Porsche machines then. THKKR is just keeping tabs. He's not falling back too far then. As we'll have the field, Hagee is already 20 seconds behind, so I'm not sure if he's had any problems in that Bentley machine. He's normally running at the front of the field. He's an AM driver in the Sprint Series and he was your winner last time around. But he finds himself at the rear of the field today, so he's picked up problems early on, which is unfortunate. He was a late entry into race number 2 for the Coach Dave Academy sponsored SOP Motorsport event. So he's got a long race ahead of him. 4 minutes into this race. Ruster Rebel does come in for his drive-through penalty as Jay Watso is also into the pits in his BMW for some reason then, so some early pit stops being made for whatever reason for the guys at the rear of the field. Twitch Wake though out in front in these greasy conditions early on, and these top 4 are almost inseparable then. Militant 95 is holding that position from THKKR, who's less than half a second now behind him. These front three pulling away from ADS in the Bentley machine, the number 69 machine 1.3 seconds behind THKKR. Chromedix is there in 5th and in the Lamborghini. He's somewhat of a fast driver, Chromedix, but he always seems to have problems in the races that I've seen him in anyway. He's always either got tangled up in some sort of incident, or he's always made a mistake in which has just dropped him right off the lead pack. So hopefully he has a clean and consistent race this time around. But he does have Ian TDI less than a second behind him, so he is just in the slipstream of Chromedix. As we do see a Bentley get it all wrong when ADS is off into the walls, into the grass, into the gravel. He's got it all wrong in the Bentley. That corner has certainly claimed a number of victims in race number 1. He's gathered himself in, but he does have Ian TDI on the outside going into turn 1, breathing down his neck. Ian's thought better of it. He's tucked in behind him. Will stay on board with this battle. Has ADS composed himself enough to hold off Ian there for P5? Only time will tell. He's less than 2 tenths behind is Ian, so we'll see if ADS can pull a gap back out now. He seems to have sorted himself out. Shark Zulu then, he's holding off AJS in the purple and pink machine, that Porsche machine. The number 64 machine, he's sitting in P8 currently, but he's going to be wanting to make moves up to the front of the field. We've got a lot of Porsches in the top 10 this race, and they're having a strong showing as the Porsche manufacturer, as Militant 95 is still breathing down Wake's neck then. These two have pulled out a good lead on THKKR, who's just dropping behind now, almost 2 seconds off these lead duo, as Militant just gets it sideways ever so slightly. I'll just run through the order then as 3 laps are completed. Chromedix is next up running P4. ADS has gathered himself back up into P5. Ian's there holding P6 then, but he's breathing down ADS's neck. Shark Zulu is your P7 man in the lead AMG Mercedes machine. AJS NTZ, the South African on home soil, NTZ 4907, the South African driver at Kyalami this evening. He should know this track like the back of his hand, as Ray Steve is looking for a way past around the outside. He's not going to make it stick this time around as we move on to lap number 5. Jay Moore then in the Bentley machine, the 357 machine. He's got that British livery as Jay Moore in P11. And everyone's really closely matched this race, which is fantastic to see. And it's clean racing, which is what we encourage in SOP Motorsport. Storm loaded there in the white Bentley. He's sitting in P12, and these lot seem to have pulled away from Matt, who's holding that P13 machine. Once again, McLaren's at the rear of the field, then they seem to struggle at Kyalami. Matt and SD12 Dash, we'll just call him Dash for this race. But he's certainly not dashing to the front of the field, because he finds himself mid-pack P15. As Hater Spray's switched up cars once again. Hater Spray, he's in the Audi this time round. I think he's just still trying to figure out which car he likes to drive, because he usually finds himself in the BMW machine, but he's thought better of it. As the Bentley machine of Jay Watso is at the rear of the field, he's having a tough time at the back of the pack. Rust the Rebel there in P19. The Mercedes machine number 44. Art Hagee's found his way back up into P18, and he's having a recovery drive, as he does seem to be suffering with some ping issues, it seems, as his car was just bouncing around the track. Texas MC is your P17, Hater Spray 16, 15 is Dash, Matt in 14. He missed the death zone early on, then making his way back up through the field, back up to P13. He was as low as P19. So we've got all the runners and riders still here in race number 2. 10 minutes gone in this long race, 90 minutes around Kyalami. We'll move back on board with the leaders of the race. Wake leads Militant 95. These have been inseparable since race start. 10 minutes down, less than half a second between these two. And the Porsche and the Audi machine are quite contrasting. They require different driving styles. and they're both making it work for themselves. They're both loyal to these machines. Wake has always been a Porsche man, Militant 95 always been an Audi man. They've not tried out any other machines, and they seem to have found their comfort zone in what they can do. So they're running away at the front then. THKKR is in third place, 1.5 seconds further afield. Chromodix seems to have settled into that P4 machine then. He's going to have a lonely race in the Lamborghini because he is 4 seconds away from THKKR, but he's got a nice cushion of 2 seconds from Ian, who has made his way past ADS then. He's made the move. We missed that on camera, but the Porsche man has made his move on ADS, as ADS was all sideways coming into the final turn a few laps ago. Thank you guys for popping up in the stream today. We can see your comments, we can see you see your support, which is great to see within SOP Motorsport. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Frank, for popping up in today's Race 2 chat. You were the lead broadcaster and commentator for Race 1. You've done a fantastic job for us. We are riding board with Ian TDI then. Ian is a very consistent racer. He likes the race to unfold and it comes to him as the race progresses. He's never one to stick his car on pole position, but he's very consistent, he's very fast, and he's always near those podium positions come race end. So Ian's going to be one to watch today for driver of the day. Militant 95 then, 0.3 behind Wake. He's breathing down his neck, he's flashing his lights, he's waiting for Wake to make a mistake. Is he going to make the move? He seems to have the pace, but he just can't quite make a move as Wake gets it onto the grass ever so slightly then under pressure. They are racing in these tricky conditions as a greasy track is tough on these drivers to find a great setup. Is a mix between a dry and a wet setup, so it's very tricky to get the perfect setup, as Wake seems to get it all slow and all wrong out of that final turn. He's allowed Militant 95 to close right up onto the back of him then. Is he going to have a run out of the final turn? Who's going to get a better exit? We shall wait and see. Militant 95 in the Audi machine hounding Wake then to make a mistake, to make a way past. Wake then is holding that inside line coming into turn number 1. Militant looking for a dive up the inside. Wake's going to go for the switch back then. Is he going to make it work? Militant all wide. Wake up the inside. Fantastic to see from these two. Militant's going to hold the inside line coming around turn 2 and 3. Up they go for lap number 8 then. Militant gets the move done. Wake has to settle into that second place. He is looking for a way up the inside. He thinks better of it this time round then. This is going to be a fantastic battle all race long for the lead. Militant 95 is holding that position at the minute, but Twitch Wake is all over the back of him. Maybe he just let Militant through then. He's going to see what Militant can do, but that has allowed THKKR to close right up to the back of him then. So this is a fantastic battle in these podium positions, guys. I'm sorry we're not looking through the rest of the field right now, but this is the battle to watch. Militant 95, Twitch Wake. Fantastic battling going on, and clean, may I add. Clean battling, which is what we like to see in SOP Motorsports. We will go back to Chromodix because Ian's making moves and he's right on the tail of that Lamborghini with the number 48 machine. So he seems to have dropped ADS ever so slightly, and Chromodix is coming under increasing pressure from Ian TDI. Is he going to make another move then past this Lamborghini man? So far then, 15 minutes into this race and we're seeing the lead switch. We're seeing battles developing through this race. Chromodix is the next close battle for us to feast our eyes on. Number 13 Porsche machine looking for a way past. He can't make a move that lap, so we'll switch back to ADS and AJS. We'll see what these guys are doing a bit further down the field then. Looking to be in a lonely 7th place is AJS. Ray, Steve and Jay Murr. and NTZ rounds out the top 10 then. So 1.5 seconds further back is Storm Loaded. And we've got a couple of new guys again once again here for race number 2. I haven't seen Storm Loaded in a SOP Motorsport event, so thank you for joining this race. Mr. Death Zone. Matt, I believe, is another newcomer to SOP Motorsports who's yet to compete in an official event, so it's nice to see him out on track. You got the McLaren boys 13th and 14th. Hate to Spray in 15th in Audi, who's well wide then out of turn number 1. Texas MC's not having the best races then down in P16. Last week in a CRN Suzuka event he picked up P5, which is a fantastic result for him. He's made his way up to 17th then, past Resta Rebel. Shaka Zulu and Jay Watso the final runners and riders of this event. So Twitch Wake then is 0.7 behind Militant 95 as the rain continues to fall ever so slightly here around Kyalami. Just over 16 minutes gone in this event tonight. Track temperature is 27 degrees. As Chromedix is still holding that 4th place from Ian and ADS. ADS has once again been able to close onto the rear of Ian because Chromedix is holding him up then. AMG in the comments, Militant moving like he's from the Jamaican bobsled team. That's a great reference there from AMG. But he is holding off Wake at the minute as Militant and Wake are coming to lap Shaka Zulu, it seems. Oh no, it's not Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu's got it all wrong. Into the gravel he goes, and he's going to be losing positions. It's Resta Rebel we need to ride on board with, who's coming under pressure from Militant and Wake. He is going to be receiving the blue flags very, very soon as Militant and Wake do close up to the rear of him. I hope the back marker isn't going to impede on this battle up front. We will stay on board with Resta Rebel to see what unfolds in front of us. He does move out the way from Militant and Wake then, so that's good sportsmanship shown from Resta Rebel. So the battle will commence from Militant 95 on Twitch Wake for this lead. They built a commanding 3.3 second lead at THKKR then. So THKKR has just dropped off the back of Twitch Wake on that last lap as Chromedix is under increasing pressure from ENTDI. The number 13 machine getting impatient then. He wants to make a move. He wants to close up onto the back of THKKR, but he can't quite make it stick this time around. AJS just 1 second further behind then. ADS in the pink and purple machine. He's your P7 man, the number 64 machine. A bit of a lonely race because he's 9 seconds adrift of ADS. Ray Steve. We'll ride on board with Ray's for a brief moment then in the Mercedes. He's got the Bentley of J Mir just behind him and NTZ a bit further back. Everybody seeming to be having a clean race this time around then, which is very nice to see. Not too many battles. Some of the guys have spread themselves out already with 20 minutes gone. It seems to be that the battle to keep our eyes on is ADS, Ian and Chromedix, followed by Wake and Militant having their own battle out in front because they are 3 seconds ahead of THKKR. And I'd like to just point out THKKR, Ian and Texas, I believe they're all running the same livery now, so they've oh, we've got a spinner as I ride on board with Texas MC then. Into the wall he goes. He's not going to be happy about that one. Hate to Spray and Texas have a big collision then. Massive collision as Texas MC was sent spinning into the wall. He will not be a happy bunny. He will have picked up damage in that Porsche machine. As we can see, that front end is damaged. His splitter will be feeling some pain. he's going to be needing to come into the pits as we have a BMW spinning round as well. Then I believe that's Jay Watso facing the wrong way. So it was all happening on lap number 11. He can't get that vehicle moving. Those rear tyres will be heated to the maximum. He won't have any grip in that machine right now. Right on board with Texas and Hater Spray. So those who have had it coming together, Hater Spray did wait for Texas MC, so good sportsmanship after the collision. But I'm afraid Texas MC will be suffering then. He might have to make an early pit stop, or he might just have to wait out for a few more minutes, because you can complete a full hour on one full tank and one set of tyres, as he does decide to come in then. So he's going to be thinking he's going to be going to the end of the race with 1 hour 10 minutes remaining. Texas MC coming in for his one mandatory pit stop. He will have to fuel, he will have to pit, as does Hater Spray follow him in then. Get my words twisted, sorry there guys. So right back on board with Twitch Wake. He's dropped 1 second behind Militant 95 then, so Militant has been able to shake Wake from the slipstream. So hopefully Militant 95 can just put the hammer down, not make any mistakes, and he will bring home another race victory. Militant 95 is a very fast driver, but he is somewhat inconsistent at times. You either see him right at the front of the field, or he's making mistakes and driver errors, and some way you'll find him mid-pack at a different event. So it's nice to see him riding at the front of the field once again. They are 4 seconds ahead of THKKR, who is holding his own in that Porsche machine. He's a regular podium finisher, is THKKR. ERS Chromedix is a bit further adrift then, as ADS and Ian are having a battle of their own, because Chromedix has managed to shake off Ian TDI, as ADS does get past Ian then. So Ian got it all wrong in the Porsche machine, and he's got all the work to do once again, as ADS takes up that P5 position then. So it's roles reversed for ADS and Ian TDI. Is a fantastic battle happening for these two, as Ian is looking once again for a way past ADS in the Bentley machine, as I believe was a bit slow exiting that corner. As Ian's looking for a move up the inside, he's going to make it stick. It's going to be fantastic to watch. He's holding the outside line, he's late on the brakes, he's looking for a move up the inside. They're both late on the brakes then, looking for that grip on the outside in these damp conditions. Who's got the bottle to hold it up? ADS on the outside, Ian on the inside. It's a fantastic battling going on here guys. ADS does hold that position then, coming round the final sequence of corners, but Ian is breathing down his neck. Get out of the way, he wants to find his way past once again, as he's out on the grass, out on the gravel, pushing a bit too hard as Ian TDI, and he's going to drop back from ADS. So ADS has got a bit of breathing space then, completing lap number 13. So Militant 95 has not been able to shake Wake then. Back under a second is Wake, 0.7 of a second, so he will be in the slipstream once again. These two are a class of their own out in front, because they are 5 seconds ahead of THKKR then. So a lonely race for THKKR. ERS Chromedix another 4.5 seconds further adrift. ADS 3.5 seconds further back, but he has Ian breathing down his neck. A fantastic battle going on in the top 10 here guys. AJS holding P7, Ray Steve in P8, J-Mayor 9th, Mr. Death Zone 10th with just outside the top 10 then. Storm Loaded hasn't gained, hasn't lost anything, he's just holding his own in the Bentley machine, having a clean drive. Dash has found himself in P12 then in the number 12 machine, as Art Hagee has moved up to 13th also. So he's having a fantastic recovery drive, is Hagee. He found himself at the rear of the field on the opening lap and has made his way back up to 13th. Do you guys see a driver of the day developing? Let us know in the chat. It would be nice to see what your thoughts are of what's happening in race number 2 with SOP Motorsport, sponsored by Coach Dave Academy. So as I just said then, Coach Dave Academy is your sponsor for today's race. The driver of the day from race 1 and race number 2 will pick up 2 prize giveaways, a full track map bundle, which are highly detailed and incredibly accurate track maps. These track maps will give you all the intricate details of every single track available in Assetto Corsa Competizione, and you will be able to write down your secrets and tips and keep them safe for future references to improve your racecraft. We also have the Coach Dave setup bundles, which one lucky driver will be able to choose the car of his choice, and you will be able to remove the guesswork and get a head start with incredible Assetto Corsa Competizione setups made by aliens for humans. So fantastic prizes on offer today, guys, for your 2 driver of the days. This is why it's paramount for you to get in the chat and let us know who you deserves that driver of the day prize. As 5.6 seconds is the gap now to THKKR, so I do just wonder if he's struggling now with his setup. Almost 30 minutes into the race, track temperatures at 26 degrees. I wonder if he's just got those tyre temperatures just outside the perfect operating window, which is why he's just falling off the lead duo, as Chromodix is only 3.7 seconds behind him now. So Chromodix is slowly closing that gap up on THKKR. Chromodix has definitely found a smooth spot in that Lamborghini, because he's managed to pull a 5-second gap to Ian then, who's made his way past ADS once more. Once again, we missed that on-track battle, guys. I do apologise for that. ADS has just dropped back to Ian, who finds himself in a bit of a trap. He does have to lap a back marker then. Blue flags were being waved. He does find his way past the Bentley machine. So we'll just look outside the top 10. Storm Loaded is your P11 today. Dash is holding 12th. Hagee up to 13th. A brilliant recovery drive from him, who's making moves, but he is a bit further behind the rest of the field. He's only 1 second behind Dash though, but he does have a blue flagged Texas MC sandwiched between him and Dash. So hopefully Texas gets out of the way. As he does, he frees Hagee up to go chasing Dash down. 1 second was the gap, so hopefully we can see some moves being made from Hagee this time around. Fantastic battle developing here, guys. Hagee and Dash then. This is the one to watch. Right on board with Hagee, who's definitely pushing that machine to its limits, because he's trying to find a way past Dash. He can't quite make a move stick this time around, so we will just have to settle in behind SD12 Dash in the McLaren machine. The number 12 machine, 0.3 is the gap between these two. I do have a feeling once Hagee can get past, he will find some clean air and put some lap times in, which will give him some breathing space between him and Dash, but only time will tell. 17 seconds further up the field is Storm Loaded, who's just lapping a back marker then. Shark Zulu just getting out of the way. That's very gentlemanly and sporting. So Mr. Death Zone is holding your P10 then in the Ferrari machine. The only Ferrari machine this time around. We've seen Ferrari finish 2nd and 4th in race number 1. We had a Porsche take the race win, and Baggy took a commanding win in race number 1. I think he was 40 seconds ahead by the time the race was finished, so he didn't put a foot wrong all race. He executed his pit stop as it should be, and he was just a class above everybody else today. Brand new to SOP Motorsport was a Baggy 38, and what an entrance he made. But we're right back on board with Militant 95 then, who's leading him around for lap number 18. Twitch Wake still within a second then. I got a feeling that these two are just towing each other around the track, because they're forever pulling the gap to THKKR then in third place. 0.5 was the gap between the front two. 8.5 seconds is the gap to THKKR, who's slowly losing ground to Chromedix in P4 then. So Chromedix is definitely gaining ground on THKKR. THKKR must be thinking about coming into the pits then to make a pit stop. He's certainly not happy with that machine. He's lost a lot of pace in the last couple of laps. Yeah, exactly, MG Dens. Just checking in the YouTube chat now. NTZ having an interesting race. He's already made his pit stop, and he is the leading car of those that have made their pit stop. So everybody outside of the top 13, you've got NTZ, Matt, Texas, Sharka Zulu and Hater Spray, who have all completed their pit stop. So it will be interesting to see where NTZ does reappear in this field as everyone starts to make their mandatory pit stop in this race. It is only one mandatory pit stop. They do need to take fuel and tyres during that stop for the mandatory pit stop to be successful. We'll pay close attention to Chromedix. He's only 2.5 seconds now to THKKR. So he's definitely found a rhythm in that Lamborghini after fending off ENTDI, who's now 5.7 seconds further adrift, who has also managed to shake off ADS then. So everybody's starting to spread themselves out with 32 minutes gone in this race. Track temperature is beginning to drop though, so people will start to suffer with their tyres losing temperatures. So Twitch Wake once again only 0.5 seconds between these two. He's all over the back of Militant now, but Militant is holding his own out in front. He hasn't made a mistake. He's keeping it on the tarmac. He's doing what he needs to do at this current time to take the race win. I wonder if these guys paid attention to race one and seen how much of a benefit the undercut does give them in this race with that fresh rubber in these conditions. Twitch Wake might be first to blink. We will have to wait and see if he can execute a pit stop and appear ahead of Militant 95. As the field starting to spread themselves out then, we will run through the runners and riders with 57 minutes to go. 57 minutes gone rather. Militant is your race leader. Twitch Wake is in second place. THKKR is your third runner and rider. He's 9 seconds off the lead duo. ERS Chromedix is there in fourth place. ADS takes up fifth. As we seem to have lost ENTDI, guys. I hope that wasn't a connection issue. He's just dropped out of the running then. He was running P5 ahead of ADS and AJS, so that is super unfortunate if that is the case and we've lost ENTDI due to connection issues. He was having a very strong race, Ian, up in P5. If someone can confirm that in the YouTube chat, that would be fantastic. Hopefully he pops in and lets us know. But as I was saying, ADS is now holding P5 then. He's 8 seconds adrift of Chromedix. AJS has found his way up into P6 then. Ray Steve is your P7. J Mir is 8th. Mr. Death Zone 9th. Storm Loaded rounds out the top 10. Hagee just outside in P11 and having a fantastic recovery drive after starting down at the rear of the field. Maybe he's one for your driver of the day. He seemed to have made up the most positions in this race, almost 10 positions so far with 30 minutes gone. Dash is there in 12th in the number 12 machine. NTZ is holding 13th. Matt's in 14th. Texas MC, he's in 15th, having a recovery drive after picking up damage with a collision from Hater Spray. It's never nice to see drivers come together in such a nasty collision, but Texas MC has gathered himself once again, but he finds himself down in 15th. Rest the Rebel in 16th, Shaka Zulu, Hater Spray, and Jay Watso, who hasn't had much time on screen, is at the rear of the field in the BMW, who's struggling today in the BMW machine at the rear of the field, still to make his mandatory pit stop. We will go back to the leaders of this race then, Twitch Wake and Militant 95. They are 8.5 seconds clear of THKKR in third there, so they are the class of the field for race number 2. These guys out in front in a race of their own as Twitch Wake just gets it on the grass ever so slightly, as he's trying to hound down Militant 95. Then 0.7 is the gap between these two, 20 laps completed. Yep, as I do just check the YouTube chat then, Ian TDI got disconnected, and you're probably right mate, you were having one of your best ever races with SOP Motorsport in that Porsche machine. Yeah, unlucky, you were running well, that guitar dude says. Very unfortunate there mate, very unfortunate. You were very close, having a fantastic battle with ADS over P5, you were running very close to Chromatics in P4 at one point. It was going to be certainly a battle to unfold, but we are now denied that battle unfortunately. So ADS is there comfortably in 5th position, then he's got 16 seconds to AJS, who is your P6 Porsche machine. So 3 Porsches running in the first 6 runners and riders, 19 still here today in race number 2. We've only lost Ian just a couple of laps ago, unfortunately, due to connection issues. Militant 95 does lead them round though, with Wake just 0.5 behind. A fantastic race from these two as blue flags are being waved, so they are coming up to lap the number 4 machine, Shaka Zulu in the Mercedes. So hopefully he doesn't impede these front two, as Wake once again out on the grass exiting that corner. So he's really trying to push that Porsche machine. If you push it too much you will find yourself facing the wrong way. Yeah guys, cheering THKKR on then. It is a great battle up front. MSX is fantastic to see between these two. There's not an inch given as Militant 95 is flashing his lights. He wants the back markers to get out of the way. He doesn't want to be held up any more than he has to be, because he's got Wake breathing down his neck then. We've got the 2 Porsche machines of Rebel and Rasta Zulu doing battle for position here, P16 and P17, so they're having a battle of their own. Militant 95 looking for a way past them, both in one corner. Are they going to give those places up? As we got a spinner then, oh no, we got it coming together. Militant 95 has come together with Rest the Rebel. It's all gone wrong. Commentator's curse, as I said. I was hoping those would get out of the way. Oh my word, it's all unfolding in front of our eyes, guys. These Mercedes-Benz were doing battle and they've had it coming together with the race leader, Militant 95. That is so unfortunate then. Those guys did not move out of the way under blue flag conditions, and Militant 95 finds himself 4 seconds adrift of Twitch Wake already. He's picked up damage in that Audi machine. He is not going to be happy. Militant 95, he was having a fantastic race out in front. It's all been undone because of the back markers of Shaka Zulu and Rest the Rebel fighting over positions themselves. And we see all 3 drivers now picked up damage. Rest the Rebel, Shaka Zulu, Militant 95. It didn't have to be this way, guys. This is so unfortunate. It's had to happen like this. Militant 95, he's out of sorts now. He's got massive front end damage on that Audi machine. He must be raging in that visor. He is not going to be happy that he's going to be thrown away this race win like that. 50 minutes remaining. I do wonder, he must be coming into the pits this lap to make those repairs. He just needs to compose himself. He is still running second. He is just falling back from Twitch wake, however. Not ideal what just happened a couple of laps ago, guys. Not ideal whatsoever. The back markers should have moved out of the way, but they were fighting for positions themselves, so they might have not realised Militant and Wake was coming up so fast to those guys. And he's already dropped 6.5 seconds behind Wake then, so Militant has got damage. We'll see if he comes in to make his mandatory pit stop now. One would assume he does, and he does dive into the pits then. Militant 95, in unfortunate circumstances, has to make his mandatory pit stop right now, so out goes pit stop strategy, because Twitch Wake has now found himself in the lead, gifted the race lead then, 7.5 seconds. He's ahead of anybody else because of back markers are coming together between Militant 95, Shaka Zulu and Rust the Rebel. Finds Militant 95 in the pits with damage from the race lead. Twitch Wake then leads them round on lap number 24, then THKKR slots into second. The other beneficiary is Chromedix, he's there. They're your top three runners and riders, and they're your podium positions right now. 48 minutes remaining, track temperature 25 degrees and dropping. ADS is there in the Bentley machine holding P4. AJS has moved up to P5. Sorry about that pause there, guys. We are back on board, riding with AJS holding that P5 position. AJS 0000, the number 64 machine. So 4.6 seconds is the gap from Twitch Wake and THKKR. Then he's managed to close that gap. Then I wonder if Twitch Wake, yes, he's finding himself in amongst some back markers now. Hagee and the McLaren of, I believe, that is SD12 Dash doing battle. So once again, we've got a race leader looking to overtake what will be some back markers. Dash does let him through then. The blue flags were being waved as Wake does move past Dash. So Hagee's holding P10 then. He's going to move out the way of Twitch Wake. I hope he doesn't slow too much, because that will allow Dash to close up to the rear of him once again. Militant 95 is back out with us, and he's fixed that damage and he's down in 9th. We'll see what he can do, see what ground he can make back up for the remainder of this race, as Twitch Wake has got past Hagee and Dash, and he's marching on to complete lap number 25 then. 3.8 seconds is the race lead from THKKR. Porsche first and second in race number 2, sponsored by Coach Dave Academy. 45 minutes down, and in some unfortunate circumstances, guys, Militant 95 was robbed of the race lead. He was coming up to laps and back markers. The blue flags were being waved as Shaka Zulu and Rust the Rebel were doing battle in P16 and P17.